All right, welcome back. So for today, I want to go over something that I have experience with. I just did it myself, and I want to share it with you because I think this could be really helpful if you're looking to start your own small business. So for this application, you could be doing any of the following. It could be an actual brick and mortar small business. It could be an online store. It could be a social media presence. Maybe you want to become an influencer. And really all this is just going to take an hour or two of your time, and it's going to help you align your goals. So it's a 3-step process, and we start with defining what success looks like. So taking some time to reflect on that. Then what actions do you need to take to reach this success that you set forward? So that's going to be your next step, and you want to create a list. So you're going to define what success looks like, and you're going to create a list of actions to get there. And then lastly, when and in what order do you need to perform these actions in order to make this success a reality? So for this last one, we're going to go ahead and create a timeline and a plan that you can follow month by month in order to achieve success. Okay, so for step one, I want to go ahead and define what does success look like. Now this activity could take you anywhere from, I'll say, 15 to 45 minutes, depending on if it's yourself or you have a small team, or really how large or small your goals are. So to kick it off, what we do is ask yourself this question, or frame this question. In 1 year from now, what characteristics will a successful year have? So let's put ourselves in the shoes right now. It's March 2020. So in March 2021, you're sitting in your chair, you're looking back on a year, and what would a successful year in your business venture look like? So when you're asking yourself this question, I want you to think about it mentally, but also create a list of specific measurements around that. So I listed a few examples here, and these may or may not apply to you, but in a year you'd like to have a website up and running. You'd like to maybe have 1,000 followers on whatever platform it is you're looking for. You want to post 100 pieces of content. This could be videos, this could be articles, it could be blogs. You want to make 20 sales or services provided to your clients. If you're making art in an Etsy store, or maybe you're providing life coaching or training, personal training. And then also, I just want to use these last ones because they're bigger goals, and they're also, don't be afraid to dream. So replace 25 to 50% of your income with this revenue stream, or buy a domain name or incorporate. So all of these, and I have 6 example here, are characteristics of you looking back in a year and saying, this is where I want to be in March 2021. So this will conclude what the success look like, and it's going to provide that list of specific measurable goals that you want to attain. And we're going to go ahead and use that moving forward. All right, so we're on to step number 2, and that is, what actions do you need to take to reach this success? So what you can see here is I kept up all of the characteristics of success. So looking back a year from now, what does success look like? We still have that here in red. And then what I've added is, what actions do we need to take to create this success? So I'm going to walk you through a couple of these. We have the characteristics if we want to have a website. So actions around that are, we need to create a name. You need to go ahead and build the website. If we want to have 1,000 followers a year from now, we're going to need to create a social media account. You need to reach out and interact with followers to build that following behind it. So as you can see when I go through these, some of this you may assume, or it may seem intuitive, but actually creating a list and amassing all of them together is really going to help you in step 3, organize them. So we'll take a couple more examples. Post 100 pieces of content. A great way to look at this is, what do you actually need to produce across this timeline? It's going to be about 2 to 3 pieces a week. So 2 to 3 pieces of content a week is an action. Replace 25 to 50% of your income. What is that going to take? you need to go ahead and set up a billing platform. You're going to need to research going market rates for these products or services that you're going to be applying, which is going to help you then make those sales and find those clients. So if you're catching the theme here, in step 2, we want to take specific small actions that you may feel might be intuitive or already applied, and actively writing them out into a list format or whatever form really works for you. And we're going to take those characteristics and these actions into step 3, where we plan out your year of attack. All right, we're coming into the home stretch here. So we're on step 3 now. So when and in what order do you need to take action? So there's a lot going on here. I'm going to set the stage real quick. So first, we define what success will look like, what characteristics that has, and based off of that, we created the actions from number 2, which I put here. What actions do we need to take in order to create that success? So we've got the running list of actions over here, and now what we need to do is create a timeline for when and in what order we need to take those actions. Like with any list, even if it's a weekend short list, it's a week accomplishments you want to do at work, or starting your own business, it can be very daunting when you look at the list in its entirety. So what I have here is a 3 horizon approach, which I like to use. So you break up the timeline, which for this example is a full 12 months, and you break it up into 3 different horizons. So the first horizon is going to be the first 1 to 2 months, and we're going to look at things that need to be done immediately. Horizon 2 is between month 2 and month 6, and horizon 3 is 6 to 12 months. So when we break into horizon 1, I'm looking at things that are low-hanging fruit, easily achievable, and need to be done first in order to get the ball rolling. So these actions can be settling on your name, creating an Instagram or a Twitter account, and then building a free website using a platform like Wix. All of these things are things that are small, achievable, you can get momentum going, and also, frankly, you need to do them to get anything else done. So if you eliminate a couple, we'll do it live. And you go, okay, horizon 2 to 6 months after I've got this done, then what do I need to do? So this could be, you gotta start making content. You gotta have your first few sales. Maybe you're gonna reach out to followers. Maybe you're gonna add a blog to your website. You create the website, you have it for a month or 2, then you realize, you know what? I wanna add an additional piece to it. So in 2 to 6, you're not putting off actions, but you're just doing them in the right sequence. So these actions, you can now take a little pressure off yourself in the very beginning and know that you have time here. So these guys make content, interact with followers. What else we have here? We get the first few sales. Now we go into horizon 3, and these are going to be things that you need to get the first 2 set done in order to jump into. This can be stuff like continuing more content. Maybe you buy a shipping platform. You're doing enough business now that you actually need to make a deal or buy a proprietary system. That can be the same for project management software, or possibly you start spending money on advertising. So all of these are actions that need to be done down the road after horizon 1 or 2, but they can also incorporate changes and feedback that you see from the first 6 months. So this is a great way to incorporate some what I like to call plan, do, check, act, where you're planning what you're going to do, you actually do it, 1 and 2, and you check to see how it's working, and you correct your action moving forward based on them. So using the horizon approach, you can go ahead and you've incorporated all your actions into a plan which guides you. So you can keep this plan for the next 12 months, and you can refer back to it. And no matter where you are along this timeline, if you're in, let's say, oh, I forgot to note, I've included the months over here to give you a frame of reference. So 1 and 2, horizon 1, March through June, horizon 2, and then July through December, horizon 3. So you can create this plan in January, check back in May and say, well, this is where I need to be. How am I actually performing against that plan? So that wraps up the three-step process of creating a vision for what success looks like, creating an action plan around those successful characteristics, and then 3, developing a timeline in order to when and in what order you need to perform these. So in this 1 to 2 hours with these 3 activities, you can go ahead and create an all-encompassing business plan for your new venture and yourself and your team. Please feel free to leave any comments below, reach out with any questions. I'd love to provide some more detail, and I hope you find this helpful. Thank you.